Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to implement a messaging service in JavaScript. Let's dive in. I've already created a straightforward HTML page in which we have two containers, one for the sender and one for the receiver. In the sender container, we have an input field in which the user can write a message, and we have a send button that when the user clicks on this button, the send message function will be executed and the message containing the input will be sent to the receiver. The receiver will receive this message and will display the content in this container. The page is this one, and we have the container, the sender container, and the receiver container. The input message that will be written here will appear here as soon as the user clicks on the send button. Now, let's create the JS folder in which we are going to create the JavaScript files. The first file I'm going to create is the messaging service JS file. Messaging service JS file, in which we create a const messaging service function. An instance of this component will be exposed on the global namespace window as messaging service. Okay. Now I like to use this pattern in which I create a const self as an object, and at the end of this function I return this object. Return. Okay. In this messaging service, we must have an array of subscriptions that will be the subscriptions that will be created when anyone subscribes to some topic. So subscriptions is an array. And the next thing I'm going to create is two functions, the subscribe function and the publish function. So subscribe function, everyone can subscribe to one topic and should provide a callback to execute when this topic is published by someone else. So we have to provide here the topic and the callback. Let's create the signatures for now. So the second signature I'm going to create is the publish signature. And the publish is in some ways symmetric to the subscribe function because we have to publish a topic. The second argument won't be the callback but will be the payload, because let's say I want to publish an event, a new message is being sent by this input, but I have to provide what's being published. So what's being published here? The value of this input. So we have to provide it in the payload argument. Now let's implement the subscribe and the publish functions. We have to check first if we don't have a subscription, if we don't already have a subscription to this topic. So let self subscriptions some topic. If we have at least one subscription with this topic, we're not going to do anything because we already have this subscription created. If we don't have it, we're going to create it. So self subscriptions push, and we create the subscription like topic, an object that contains the topic field and the callback field. Now for the publish function, I'm simply going to filter all the subscriptions that have the topic, the provided topic, and I'm going to execute their callbacks. So self subscriptions for it and filter. So filter all the subscriptions that have a topic equal to the topic, to the specified topic, and for each of these subscriptions I'm going to execute their callback, providing the payload as a parameter. Simple as that. Now, I'm done with the messaging service. I'm going to create now two other JavaScript files, pretending that they are two separate components. They will be both included in the index.html page, but independently. So I'm going to create now the sender.js file, in which I'm going to implement, if you recall, this send message function. So I'm going to copy it, and function send message. In this function, I retrieve the value of the input and I publish this value as a new message through the messaging service. So document get element by ID. The ID of the element is input, and I want to read its value. So value, okay, and now I'm going to do messaging service dot publish, and publish what? A topic that I choose. So I choose new message as a name for now, and I send as a parameter the payload parameter, if you recall, that's value. And we're done with the sender.js file. Now I'm going to create the receiver component, receiver.js file. In this file, I'm going to subscribe to the new message topic that will be published at some point through this messaging service instance that's exposed on the window. So receiver messaging service subscribe to what? To new message. And I provide a callback that accepts a parameter payload. And here I'm going to say, okay, I want to retrieve document get element by ID. I'm going to retrieve this container receiver, as a target container variable, in which I'm simply going to put in the inner HTML what? The payload I receive here, the message I've received. Okay, so we've implemented all the JavaScript files we needed. Now we have to include them in this page. So script source, the first one will be the messaging service. I'm lazy, so I'm going to copy paste these lines. The second will be the sender, and the third one will be the receiver JS. If I did everything correctly, now I'm going to refresh the page and it should already work. Okay, now I write something, hello there, and I send the message. And as soon as I click the send button, you see that the message appears in the receiver container. Nothing so fancy, but you know, we have created 3 separate files, and the cool thing here is that the sender doesn't know the receiver and the receiver doesn't know the sender. They don't know each other at all. They only know that, you know, the receiver only knows that at some point in time it could receive a new message topic. A new message topic will be maybe published by someone at some point, providing a new message. That's the payload. And that's all we have to know. We don't need to know what the sender does, who the sender is, where the sender is. We don't know that, and we don't care, okay? In fact, we've included these files independently, okay? So this is a very basic implementation of the messaging service. You know, we can improve it further. We can implement an unsubscribe. We can modify this script in order to make the subscribe function return an ID for the subscription in order to be able to delete the subscription later We can improve it in many ways, but for now this is a very basic implementation that can demonstrate the use of the publish subscriber pattern on Vanilla.js. Alright, and that concludes our video for today. If you enjoy my content, please consider giving me a like and subscribing to my channel, and I catch you on the next one.